Music. This morning, we are going to do Hound Dog by Elvis. And this one is to go along a little bit with the chords that I talked about earlier this week. And so I talked about the key of A and how it's a great key for beginning guitarists to start in because the chord shapes are your fingers are closer together, and a couple of other things are a little bit easier to do. Now, to play along with the original key, it's in the key of C. So I'm going to talk about that key and the chords that go along in it, as well as how to play this one in the key of A by using a capo. So if you have your capo, grab that and follow along. So let's get started with the original key. And a little bit later, I'm going to bring out a video that will show you how to play the melody to this song as well as the guitar solo. So stay tuned for that. And I'll also do a video next week where I will break down that guitar solo as well. So let's start with the original key. So the original key is the key of C, and it's a basic blues progression. So it's going to do C, and then F, then back to C, then G, F, C. And normally in a standard blues progression, it's going to go to G, but they always have sort of like a drum fill, so you don't really go to G, so you just end on that C. So the way it's going to work is you've got C, then to F, back to C, G, F, C. So basically, if you're doing double time, it's the C is for 16 beats, then you got F for 8, C for 8, then G for 4, F for 4, and then back to C for 8. So it goes like this again. So C, 1, to F, back to C, then to G, F, C. So if those chords are too hard for you, there's some of the trickier ones, and I was using the F bar chord. So if these chords are too hard for you, what you can do to play in the key of C is put a capo on the 3rd fret and play it in A. Now, putting it on the 3rd fret helps you from putting the capo too high. Now, you can do some cool tricks like the Eagles did with Hotel California and things like that by putting the capo really high on the neck, and it gives some pretty cool effects. But for the most part, unless you're going for that, especially if you're playing by yourself, I tend to like to keep the capo above the 5th fret, because once you just get higher, it really is doing something to the sound of the guitar where it almost starts to sound like another instrument. And so I like to try to keep the capo like 5th fret and above, so that it doesn't really affect the overall sound of the guitar. So that being said, if you want to play in the key of C, one of the best ways to do it is to put your capo on the 3rd fret and play in A. So A would look like this. So you've got A, then go to D, back to A, and then E, D, Now, the other cool thing about playing this song in A is you can cheat on these chords a little bit and only play the root note and the fifth of each of these chords. So you can just play the A by playing the A string and then the second fret on the D. So it would sound like this. And then that kind of gives you more of the stylistic sound that this song is. Anyways, it's that blues riff, and so it kind of gives you that stylistic sound rather than the full chord. And this is an easy way to do it. Now you can do that with C as well, and I can create that in another video and show you that. But this is a great way if you're just starting out, don't have the finger strength yet. All you got to do is place your finger right here on the second fret for the A, a second fret of the D string for the A, the second fret of the G string for the D, and then just play the D and the G, and then the second fret of the E string for the second fret of the A string for the E. So it would sound like this with just doing it this way. So you got your A. D, A, E, D, A. Now, if you're doing this way, the other cool thing about this is you can add that kind of blues progression style lick where you're kind of rocking back and forth between the fifth and the sixth of that note, so it sounds something like this. And basically you do that by just skipping a fret, and so you're going from the second to the fourth on the D string, and second to the fourth on the G string for D. So this is what it looks like for A. Then I'm going to move to D and play between that G and that G string on the second to the fourth. And I'm just playing the D and the G. Back to A. Then you move to the second fret of the A string and play the E. So I'm just alternating between that second and fourth like this. Then to D, back to A. All right, and one way that you can make this even sound better is to take the palm of your hand and put it down here on the bottom of the guitar and kind of get that muffled sound. And so now when I play that same rocking motion, it sounds more like this. To D, back to A. E, D, A. Now, and you can add so much more to this. So like if you are really comfortable with this pattern, you can add a lot more movement to this. So you can add but that doesn't quite fit this song. But there's so much more that you can do with this pattern and this motion. But for the song that we're talking about for Hound Dog, I would just stick to doing something like that. Just rocking back and forth. It's a great, easy way to get started on the guitar. A, E, D, A. And I hope that helps you get started. Like I said, I'm going to come out with some videos a little bit later that show you the details, tablature wise, so that you can follow along with those. Let me know if you have any questions or requests, and hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.